What inspired me to start this program? Well, these are my daughters, Cleo and Emma. Now, when they were tween ages, they were trying to discover themselves like most young women, trying to figure out who they are in the world. And as a mom, I wanted them to feel beautiful. And they were, they're different people, and they have different body shapes. And I wanted them each to know that they're precious and fine just the way they are. And when I looked out to the media, I noticed that the media was telling women they're pieces of fruit, like pears and apples. Now, I'm sorry, but I could not go back to my daughters and tell them they were a piece of fruit. So I decided, just like Gandhi says, be the change you wish to see in the world. So I decided, you know what, someone should do something about this. And I thought, well, maybe that somebody's me. And maybe that women deserve better than that. And so what I came up with was the idea that women should be precious and valued, and we should be gems. Every woman is a gem. And so I created a system that I thought was an improvement on the fruit. And so DRES stands for Diamond, Ruby, Emerald, and Sapphire. And these are the body shapes we use because it's empowering. It's telling women the message that you are valuable, you're precious. You do not have to be all the same, but each person is unique. And sure, there's lots of variations on this, but this is one system that starts out simple, but it's very deep and complex. So the reason why I use gems is because it's just like a diamond in the rough. If you see a diamond that's such as a rock in nature, you'll see that it's kind of gnarly. It just kind of looks like an old rock. But what I know is that inside of every one of you is a precious gem. Inside of every one of you is aspects that are just beautiful, just waiting to be unveiled. And so what I want to see is to show people how they can reveal themselves in their best light. And that is to have a little bit of polish. And if we polish up that rock, you guys are going to shine. So the first thing I did is I decided to create the style guide. And the style guide was something that I thought I would just simply manufacture. Since I have a background as a creative director and a designer, I'm just going to go ahead and make something, sell it to Nordstrom's. It'll be easy. I'll be done. So that was 2007. We're at 2015, so we have a few more years to go here. Anyways, I spent a year of my life trying to get this manufactured in the US. This was a year before the recession, and found that nobody would talk to me. So I had to go overseas, and I actually manufactured 500 of these in China. I wasn't proud of that because I wanted to make it in the US. However, I did get it manufactured, and I did create a product that I was proud of. And the concept was going to be a clutch purse, and people would just get all the information they needed, and I'd be done. But what happened is that I took it to trade shows, and people said to me, well, I want to learn how to be a personal stylist. And other women said, I want you to come style me. And I thought, I don't really want to do either of those. So what I decided to do is I said, I'll train you, and you help her. So I started a little training program that was just one day. And that one-day program, over the years, grew into a full day, 3 full days of training. And it's something that has several products involved. We have a color analysis system, we have style guides, and we have a whole certification program that my lovely director of education helps me to certify, Lisa Fisher. Thank you so much for all these years of support. And we also have certified over 75 women across the United States. And so now we currently have our program online, so people can simply go online to take it. So we no longer travel like we used to. And then 3 years ago, we decided to come up with a co-authored book project. And this was a co-authored book with several stylists that were throughout the nation. And that was called The Power of Dress, which we are selling today. If you guys need some stocking stuffers, we'll give you the original book as well. And then in that book, it was really based on the fact that we wanted people to understand the system. So that's more of a technical book of how does it work. So we talk about how do you style and the benefits of the before and afters and really the technical part of styling for women. But not only do we help women, we also expanded the program to work with men as well. So we have men get a body shape as well. And not only do you get a body shape, but you also get a face shape. So each person gets a gem for their face and their body. And You might recognize some of these lovely ladies hanging out around here today. Then, of course, because I don't like to stay still too long, I decided to do a Kickstarter campaign, and that was something I announced at the last book launch party. I told everyone at the last party that I would be coming out with a clothing line. And this clothing line was something that I actually was able to raise over $22,000 in 30 days with the support of a lot of my lovely friends here. And anybody there who's a backer, raise your hand. Thank you so much for all my supporters. Love you. I was able to ship clothing around the world. I shipped it to most countries, and it was just an exciting experience. I learned more about business in 30 days than I have really ever did years prior. So Kickstarter was an incredible experience, picked up some amazing new friends, and had a great time. So that was something that was an experiment. The YouTube still has over 400,000 hits, and it's still growing every day. So I think I hit a chord with people. So then one other project we came up with was the DRES show. Lisa and I decided we were going to do a weekly series. And this was a video series where we gave little tips, and you can still find that on YouTube if you look at our YouTube channel. And so we just filmed those right in our home. It was a great time. Now, this brings us to the present day. So the Beyond Dress book project was a project that we wanted to do something different this time. This time we wanted to tell people not just about the practicalness of the exterior and how do you style and use the optical illusion, about empowering women that way, but we wanted to really help people understand that that the dress system is really about women and all these beautiful stylists who understand that it's only 50% is what's outside. The other 50% is what's inside, and that's what makes a dress system stylist totally different than any other stylist you're going to meet out there, because we really focus on inner beauty. Now, inner beauty really comes down to confidence. We really want our women to feel beautiful and confident and radiate that beauty from within. So Beyond Dress means that we are going way beyond the image consulting piece. We are now talking about how can you radiate that beauty from within. So in the book, we talk a lot about how do we achieve that. All these authors have shared their hearts and their stories in this book. They've really shared how they can inspire women, and the stories and the heartfelt stories of women who've experienced this transformation from within. And we always say if something doesn't fit our technical dress system, that's okay, because if you love it so much that you're radiating confidence and you're shining, then it doesn't matter. The rules suddenly are not important, because what's most important is what goes beyond the dress, which is the confidence. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my chapter. So I was able to write the foreword in this book as well as the first chapter. And the parts that I really loved about this is really to being able to have a chance to talk about the perspective, the way people judge us. So it may seem very unfair that people will judge you on your outer image, but that's just the way human nature is. It's a defense mechanism, actually. So what we want people to know is that you do need to worry about your outer image, because people won't give you a chance to show them what's inside if you don't first have an image and a personal brand that reflects who you truly are. So what we want to help you do is to create visual balance on the outside, and then to also help you radiate beauty from within. So what I was able to do is talk about these ladies in this chapter and about how they are able to empower women. And I'm so excited to share with you how these ladies have transformed people's lives. And so each one will be getting up and talking about their chapters in just a moment. And a few of us have actually worked with an example of a before and after model. So my before model her name is Vicki. Now Vicki's here today, and she was someone that I selected because this woman has just recently lost 50 pounds. She's a single mom, she's a very hard worker, and she just deserved a makeover. And so we wanted to show her her beauty and show her what a special person she is inside. So Vicki, could you please come up here? So go ahead and stand. So we're all about supporting women and helping them just know that they're gorgeous. Now this is a gorgeous woman who, as you can see, was not wearing clothing that really showed off her best assets. So she's got an amazing figure, and she just didn't know how to dress this new body now that she's lost some weight. So would you like to share a little bit about your experience with makeover?
I truly was a diamond in the rough that she has transformed, polished. And yes, because the day she took that, I actually had gone to a networking meeting thinking I looked pretty good. You know, and it's like, she said, no, you can look this good. It's like, wow. So, get emotional because it really has made a huge impact because I recognize I am hot. And so I don't have to hide it, and so this is a whole new chapter for me. So thank you so much.
So I would like to turn you over to Lisa Fisher. Lisa Fisher is my Director of Education for the DRES system. She has been an integral part of this business. She's been with me from the first time that we met at my very first trade show, and she's been a loyal friend and associate. And I'm so very proud of her and to have watched her growth through this program and over the years. You mean so much to me, girl. Come on up here.
All right, well, welcome. I was really hoping that Margaret wasn't going to post my before photo. Did you see that, right? People are like, really? Did you have to work at that bad of a picture? It's like, no, I didn't. Do you know the one I'm referring to? Okay, good, yeah. So it was a photo shoot, and everyone was supposed to show up, no makeup and hair done, right? And I get there, everyone's hair is done, and their makeup on. And so I'm like, all right, this is just what you get. So my name is Lisa Fisher, and I am honestly living my dream career. And, you know, oftentimes people say, well, how did you choose this business? And I really didn't choose this business. It chose me. And I was at the Northwest Women's Show, and I knew I wanted to help women. And I had been in an industry where I was able to help women with their social skills, and I loved what I did. And I really felt by empowering, you know, women with maybe some information around what's appropriate or how can I rise to the next level in my life, and just with some additional understanding around behavioral skills, that I was making a difference, and I was. But what started happening is that women would say, hey, could you help me with my wardrobe of understanding how I could get to the next level in my life? Potentially it was in maybe their interview outfit. And I said, you know, I can as a girlfriend, but I really don't have a certification program per se. Would you like some help? And so I was finding I was bordering on something that I really couldn't wrap my arms around. And then what happened was I found a certification program as I was walking through the Northwest Women's Show. And I stood there and I was like, what? Really? And actually Margaret was doing a presentation where she had before and after models, similar like we're doing today. And I thought, okay, here's the catch. It's going to be thousands of dollars. I'm going to have to mortgage my home, you know, and I'm going to have to go back to school for years. And that wasn't the case of what Margaret's vision for helping women. And the certification program was affordable, and it was rich, and it was robust, and found myself saying yes to that program. And honestly, I grew up, my background is the young years. I grew up in a transient situation, so really didn't have a home per se. So living in a car for a few days, or, you know, living at relatives as, you know, could have me, and my mom was normal for the young years of my life. And so growing up, you know, people would kind of think, oh, well, don't you have a chip on your shoulder, a bent, you know, for how you see the world? And no, I see the glass half full. As a matter of fact, I think the glass is refillable. And I've always really felt that way. And so when it came to this business of how we could see someone, it's innate in me. And so this has just been an amazing, business and something I'll dedicate the rest of my life to doing. So I would like to bring up Aloria. Do we need a before photo, perhaps? So, okay, so Miss Aloria, come on up. So, all right. So this woman is so amazing. She's actually here with us today, and it is her flipping birthday, right? Woo! So, and she said yes, and that she would come and join us today. And so Myra, her daughter, gave me a phone call and said, Lisa, I would love to purchase a package for my mom to be able to work with you. So Myra, raise your hand in the back. And so... And I said, absolutely, I would love to work with your mother. Tell me about her. Well, she works in a factory by day and a professional business office by night, and she's frustrated with how to put it all together and what to do. So we met and had a magical experience. So I would just like to share with you that, that Aloria is a precious ruby. Okay, so ruby is broader across the shoulder and or bust, tapered down to a more defined torso and legs. For a ruby, your best feature is your legs, okay? The area of frustration can be the broadness. Oh, did I pick the right model or what, right? Okay, so you know the show What Not to Wear? Okay, we have it right here. So what does this do? What's the first feature you see of her? The wide shoulders and or bust line. And so we just took one concept of switching, having lighter below, having darker above, because light brings out and showcases, dark brings in, and that's what you want to do as a ruby, is bring in that shoulder line and showcase the lower part of the body, create symmetry and balance. Can you see how she just looks amazing? And no longer does the eye go to the shoulder. You see Aloria, she walks in and you're like, oh yeah. Right? And she shows up and not her clothing, and she looks amazing. So we would ask if you have 2 to 3 sentences, you could just explain about the benefits of working with a stylist.
Thank you. The benefits of working with Lisa especially is that we as women, we do look at each other. You know we do. You see each other's like, where did she get that? Why isn't she wearing that? And I thought having a woman that I could trust, aside from my daughter, having a woman that I could trust that was going to give me her honest opinion and help me choose and select things that were already in my closet, didn't cost me $1 million. They were in there. And it's like, oh, where'd you find that? In the back of my closet. It's like, dang, I had it. So that was the benefit of working with Lisa. And I still now, people say, wow, you look kind of chic today. I was like, yeah, I've been fissured.
So next, I'd like to bring up our next stylist, and is that Miss Mary? Okay, so this is a great story. Mary actually was my client, and where is Trin? Is Trin still here? Trin, raise your hand. Okay, Trin. So remember, brought Mary into Chico's, right? We were working together, and remember, it was all about color. She's like, oh my gosh, this color looks amazing on me, right? And she was loving it, the experience. And I want you to kind of come up and share the rest of the story of how you went from, client to now stylist. This woman is amazing. Mary, come on up. Give her a round of applause.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today and sharing with us a special celebration. It really means the world to us. A special shout out also to my sister and my niece that came all the way from Coeur d'Alene to be here. So my name is Mary Angela Santi, and my chapter in the book was reinventing yourself. And I was actually going through sort of a reinvention when Lisa and I met, and it was tremendously helpful. But part of my story is that I had done this years ago in my life as well. And so it's kind of been a newer thing in my life, but it was an older thing in my life too. And so I wanted to start by reading a couple of paragraphs from the beginning of my chapter, Then I will elaborate a little bit on why I wrote it, and then I will finish up with a favorite quote and my ending paragraph. Reinventing yourself. Benjamin Franklin said, "There are only two things that are certain in life, death and taxes." I would like to add to that supposition that another thing certain in life is change. As a former military wife of 26 years and as a middle-aged woman, I know this to be true, and I am sure if you think about it, the same is true for you too. In our lifetimes, the pace of change has increased exponentially. As I was growing up, we had no computers or cell phones. Imagine that. Thus, the computer and technological age has changed life as I knew it. The churning of events and discoveries made in our lifetime causes some uncertainty and makes us wonder, how do we fit into this ever-changing whirlwind of life? How do you define and present yourself to the world? In this chapter, I will write about the process of reinventing yourself. In so doing, I have come up with 4 steps to bring about a reinvention. 1, accept that change is inevitable and necessary. 2, understand and formulate your personal identity. 3, take action to know yourself. And 4, increase your self-confidence. One of the greatest things about getting older is the gift of perception and objectivity. That said, when I was looking back over my life, thinking about things, this chapter kind of took a life of its own and began writing itself. I wanted to share just how invaluable the principles of the DRES system, or personal styling, had been to me personally over the years. And the thing is, we all live with many, many changes in our lives, and it's kind of a constant thing that we live with. It often causes some degree of turmoil or personal anxiety. And what I learned along the way a long time ago was that if I had some sort of sense of control over my life, that turmoil and that anxiety would lessen. And so what I also learned was that the principles of the DRES system, or personal styling, gave me that control. I was in a situation back at the age of 23 years old and far from home in Germany, and I went through a kind of an interesting time being isolated, and I had grown up going to school, was a nurse. All of this kind of went away. And so at that time in my life, I needed to redefine myself. Luckily for me, I was introduced to a personal stylist, and that was fantastic. It gave me the tools, the framework to help define myself when I needed a redefinition. And so through the concepts of color analysis, fashion personality, body shaping, and messaging or brand, I learned to define myself. And this was a very deliberate, definitive thing that I did. It wasn't like I had these ideas in my head, which I did. I thought I kind of knew myself. But this was an action that I took to define myself. And what I found with that was also invaluable, that while life throws curveballs, the thing that I could take away from it, the constant that I felt, was my definition of me. And that was wonderful. It was transformative and empowering. And I truly learned, in the vernacular of the military, to be all you can be. And that is my greatest wish for you as well, that you will be all you can be. So my favorite quote was penned by Sir Francis Bacon. He said, "Begin doing what you want to do now. We are not living in eternity. We have only this moment, sparkling like a star in our hand and melting like a snowflake." And then finally, as you navigate these 4 steps to reinventing yourself, you will become your authentic self, and you will experience happiness, contentment, fulfillment, and joy. I invite you to become your authentic self by seizing the day. Here's to you.
Thank you.
And so my model is my neighbor and very, very good friend, Gloria Peterson. Come on up, Gloria. So Gloria has humored me as I've transitioned into the second part of my life doing dress styling, and we often shop together and have lots of fun. And so basically, yeah, she was new at all these things. She hadn't yet learned the tips and techniques that we have been educated in. And so her before picture was just kind of like we would get together for coffee one day and have fun and chit chat. And then over time, she's been absorbing what I've been absorbing and taking me seriously. Well, she has to because I won't let her not. And so Gloria is a beautiful emerald shape, which is equally balanced between the shoulders and the hip line, and either a straighter waist, a little bit of a concave, or even a convex. And so the objective of dressing the emerald body shape is to create some girly curves, create curvature. And all of the different body styles are trying to emulate the hourglass figure. That's what we're all shooting for. So Gloria was looking for a casual outfit with a kick. She's traveling to Minnesota to be with her family over the holidays, and so she wanted something a little more on the casual side. And we went shopping together and had a great time. She has a great pair of jeans. She already had her beautiful brown boots in her closet, so she didn't have to worry about shoes. And so the top that she's wearing is it's a beautiful color for her. It's draping, lays nicely. And then the piece that puts it all together is this beautiful vest. And as you see, the line of this outfit creates an up and out that gives some balance to the shoulders. And then the bottom of the outfit has a curve that goes out. So as you can see, it creates the hourglass. It's just perfect. And then she has it open in the front. That gives a little columnar effect, which lengthens her as well. And then, of course, she has jewelry, which is the extra little bit of polish that puts it all together. And she is very, very beautiful. And she is my very good friend that puts up with me. Thank you. And now I would like to introduce our next co-author. She is Lori Goddard-Weed, and she will begin talking about her chapter.
Okay, I'm going to put this in here. Who knows what I'm going to do? Is it on? Is it on? There. Okay. Well, welcome everyone, and this is just phenomenal. I'm so honored to see everyone here today and to see all these beautiful faces, men and women. And I am the lucky author of the 5th chapter, which is called Shining Through Adversity with Style, because you all have this beautiful style within you. And I just really, really thank Margaret for giving us this opportunity to have DRES and to help women such as all of you, but also myself. And it just really has taken a great moment in my life to just feel the beauty from inside out. And I just really like that. And it really touches me. And I would like to read from my chapter, but a little bit about who I am. I am a mother of 4 boys. And I also am the wife of my very, very supportive husband, Kevin, who is here today. So thank you, honey, for being here. And really wasn't a boy thing to come, so they're not here. But I love to ski. I love to walk, and I have kitties that I love. And so I'm just a normal little suburban girl, I guess, that here I am being a stylist, which I also love. And I'm going to read a little bit about in my chapter. So shining through adversity with style. You may kind of ask yourself, well, what does that have to do with fashion? Well, let's see. Okay. When life is challenging, you may struggle to look your very best. And maintaining a sense of confidence and always feeling your best can be achieved no matter what is going on in your life, no matter how big or how small. And it's hard. It is really, really hard to shine through whatever adversity you may be going through. So your adversity could be the weight gain. It could be a job loss. For myself, I've had an epic amount of loss, grief in my life. Over the past 16 years, there has just been a tremendous amount of loss. And shining through that adversity has been very, very difficult. However, I got up every day and I wanted to look my very, very best because I knew I was worth it. And I believe in every single one of you that you too are worth it. And when you're facing this adversity, it is how you choose to react that defines you. So really think about that, ladies. You are worth it, and you can shine no matter what. And when you do shine, it is coming from within and showing on the outside. I believe we all want to succeed personally and professionally, and shining through your adversity with style may help guide you through your own adversity. From my experience, again, it has been a life challenge to go through so much loss and grief. I have a little mantra, which my wonderful, wonderful business coach, Jessica Butts, kind of shared with me. And that is, my mess is my message. And I am a walking, stylish mess at times, okay? I may look like I have it all together, but there are those times inside it is not going on. But I love myself, and I just, like I said, I get up every day, I feel I'm worth it, and I know that you are also. So in closing, I would like to say adversity touches us all in some way. How you approach it and deal with it is really up to you. Finding what fulfills you spiritually with help will help guide you to an awesome, confident, and fabulous you. Now, I get up every day, and I do thank God that I am worth it, and I do thank God for everything that He has given me. So, remembering this, you can have anything you want in life as long as you dress for it. So, there you go. And then I have, this is my model. This is my lovely, lovely model, Chris Taylor. Chris, can you come up? Okay, let's go over here. So we're not in there. Chris has been through a lot of adversity, and I know this because this is my sister. And she's been there for me, but she herself has gone through a lot of adversity. And we have a mother that is terminally ill, so she is pretty much her caretaker since I live in Washington and she lives in Oregon. And I just look at her and I admire her every day. And I also thought, she's not thinking of herself. This is the time that she really needs to think of herself and really shine. So you can see she is sporting our Seahawks, so I gotta love that. And I made sure that this event was on a bye weekend because I wanted you here. So, sporting our Seahawks, but come on. This told me to take a picture. I did, but okay. So, she really needs to show off what she has. And she is a sapphire shaped body gem. And what this particular top is doing, and Mary kind of touched on that too, is it's really drawing in her waistline. And so for a sapphire, you're measuring smaller in the shoulders than you are the hip line. And so we really want to draw the eye up. So you want to do those darker colors on the bottom and maybe some pattern on top. So, definitely this is drawing your eye going, you want her shoulders to be a little broader, so it's drawing your eye going across and looking up. And we did her hair, and she doesn't usually wear much makeup, so this is a lot, but we're doing good. And I just think she absolutely looks stunning, and just to bring out that confidence for her and that she can go from work to maybe going out to dinner or just really thinking about herself instead of everyone else that is around in her life because of her adversity. So would you like to say a couple words? No?
Hard to compete with this one, but I do what I can. But she asked me to help, so I'm glad to help.
That's my sister. So. I love you. Okay, so the next person is Giselle Royston, who happened to be my accountability partner for writing this chapter, and didn't know Giselle at all until meeting her through DRES. And this is a woman with substance, beauty, and I just really admire her. So Giselle, come on up.
Okay, we've been wanting to do this project for a while, so finally it is becoming a reality. I'd like to start with one of my mantras to share with everyone, and it is, I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad you're here. I know what I know, and I care about you. Thank you. So I also would like to read a couple chapters from my book, which is entitled The Power of Personal Style. So I always ask the question of some of my clients, what do you think about when you hear someone use the word style? Most commonly, the word style refers to one's fashion or outer appearance. But I want to remind you that style is much more than your shoulder-length haircut, your designer dress, or your Christian Louboutin shoes. Style is a total combination of the way you dress, talk, and move your body, or anything else you do for that matter. Simply put, it's how you express your inner being outwardly. This includes all of your thoughts, emotions, interests, and values. Everything on the outside is merely a reflection of what is on the inside. Defining style has long preoccupied not just those who don't seem to have it, but also those who are celebrated for it. Style encompasses more than the clothes you wear. What you do and how you do it is just as important. Your personal style shows your uniqueness. The power of style is a subject with endless allure because it can't neatly be defined. In its mystery lies its power, but you know it when you see it. I got my start up in fashion as a sales associate with Nordstrom. And one of the things that I decided when I was with Nordstrom is to be a personal stylist, not just a salesperson. And I discovered very quickly that my clients really liked that. They appreciated that about me because I took them on a one-on-one and I got to know them and really find out from them what they were looking for. It was more than just coming. Most of the times when people shop, they're shopping, but they're looking for something and not necessarily something from their outer appearance. They're looking for someone they can connect with. And I pride myself on being able to do that. So I've always wanted to own my own business, so becoming a wardrobe consultant was right up my alley. I love working with people and developing the best look for each and every client. So I decided to take my experience in the fashion and retail industry to the next level. And that was when I heard Margaret Spencer speak. She spoke about the DRES system, and I knew immediately that that's exactly what I was looking for. Because one of the things that I discovered with myself is that I had lost touch with my new shape. Because as we age, our body changes. And so I didn't recognize this shape. I was always going shopping, and my son was like, well, why are you putting that on? That doesn't work anymore, you know. Because that's what I've been doing for the last 25 years, you know. But Margaret came up with this DRES system, and when I saw it, I recognized this was exactly what I needed to know. I always had a sense of style. I've always had that. But what I had lost, and what I had come to realize, that I had lost how to dress the shape that I was currently in. And I thank her for that. One of the things, several things that I have benefited in going through the system is that I'm helping to make a difference in someone's life by sharing something that I'm extremely passionate about. I love the flexibility. I can set my own hours. I can work anywhere in the country, and I love that. I have clients in not just the state of Washington, but other states as well. So again, I thank you for that. And then also being able to be a part of this project, this book project. This was a launch that it's a dream that I've had for years, and so now it's being realized as well. So thank you all. Again, I thank you for coming.
And last but not least, we have Wendy Peterson.
Hi, guys. I'm the short one. So, isn't this fun? We're okay? Okay. So before we begin, or before I start talking, I just want to ask everybody in this room to think about something that they want to invite in their life. What is something new that you want? I don't care what it is. It can be a new car, a new relationship, a new job, doesn't matter. So my name's Wendy Peterson, and I met Margaret because I was also a stylist at Nordstrom, and I broke out on my own. I wanted to have some formal training on color wheel analysis, and that's something I feel I inherently know, but Margaret offers a system to train you and to be able to use it to teach your clients. So that's how I came to know Margaret, which I love. I have owned my own business, Style by Wendy, for 3 years, and I also love that. I'm very thankful to be able to use her system to up-level my own clients. So my chapter is on the closet clean out. It's called the Closet Cleanse. It's the last chapter in the book. You can't miss it. So it's really the nuts and bolts of how to clean out your closet. So there's 3 services that I really offer my clients. One is clean out your closet, personal shopping, and then create outfits with the clothes you have. So on cleaning out your closet, you can do that 3 ways. You can do it alone, you can ask a friend to help you, or you could hire someone, like one of these wonderful women up here. So because I only have a short amount of time, I'm going to skip reading from my chapter, and I just want to mention Ingrid's story in there, which you can read on your own, but I want to tell you a brief story about my client, Mary. So Mary hired me to help her in her closet and to do some personal shopping. Mary is an extremely successful architect. She owns her own business. Her name is on the front door, along with the 2 other owners. But Mary is overweight. She was a size 16 on the verge of a size 18, which is a women's size. When I get to her closet, it's full of black clothes and baggy. They were all really too big for her, even for her size. So we clean out her closet, and really it's a minimalist closet. She does not have a lot to clean out. Next, we go shopping, and that was really a stretch for Mary, because in Mary's mind, Mary wasn't going to buy anything until she lost weight, right? Who can relate to that? So, as I said, this was a stretch for Mary. It was really hard for her. We went shopping, and we kept it classy. I mean, she's the owner of an architect firm, right? She really needs to up level how she's showing up. And she did. I called her a week later, and she was getting compliments from her peers, from those that work underneath her, and she just, it changed her life. She also mentioned to me after shopping that she started a nutrition program. And I thought, good for her, right? Because that's one thing, all other things in order. She has a beautiful family, 2 children, married, owner of an architect firm. That was one thing she really struggled with, was her weight and her fashion. So 3 months later, another follow-up call. Mary had lost so much weight that the clothes we bought didn't fit her anymore. And that's really the moral of the story, is because people wait to lose weight before they do anything, right? They put it off. But taking that first step of taking care of you is really the beginning, and that's when Mary's weight came off, is when she started dressing herself like she really should be showing up in life. So remember that question I had for you about what do you want to create in your life? Well, when you clean out a closet, that's exactly what you're doing, is you're creating space for something new. So what is that thing? Clean out your closet, and for my clients, I have them write it down and put it in a sealed envelope, and then we do something with that sealed envelope. But that is the focus of the closet clean out, is what you want to invite in your life, because you're literally making space for that thing. So if there's one thing I want you to take away, that would be it. Thank you. Now, next we have Margaret.
Well, I hope you can tell that these are no ordinary stylists. They are definitely women with big hearts, and that's what the DRES system attracts, is women who really have the same similar belief system that I do, that really is a bigger mission here. So, as I mentioned earlier, the book project is really all about inner confidence. And a person that really, I think, exemplifies that is Mindy Kaling, and she just recently wrote a book called Mindy Kaling's Guide to Killer Confidence. And in there, she mentions this quote, "Because confidence is like respect, you have to earn it." So what we do is we help women to earn that respect by understanding that they are precious, they're valuable, and they are beautiful.